Sponsored by.
In the first international casualty since the Israel-Hamas conflict began after a UN staffer, also a former Indian Army officer, retired Col Waibhav Anil Kale, came under fire in conflict-ridden Rafah on Tuesday. Israel released its first statement ordering a separate probe into the attack. Meanwhile, the UN has also called for a full investigation into Kale's death. Saddened by the loss of an Indian working as a United Nations staffer in Gaza, New Delhi on Wednesday stated that its mission in the UN and Israel are assisting in bringing back his mortal remains to the country. The Ministry of External Affairs added that India's permanent mission to the UN in New York and missions in Tel Aviv and Ramallah are in continuous touch with relevant authorities regarding the investigation into the matter. For the unversed, Kale, while traveling in a vehicle to hospital in Khan Yunis area from Rafah, came under fire, making it the first international casualty for the organization since the Israel-Hamas conflict began. He worked with the UN Department of Safety and Security and was en route to the European hospital in Rafah along with a colleague who was also injured in the attack. Releasing a statement on Monday after Kale's death, U.S. Secretary General Antonio Guterres said that conflict in Gaza was continuing to take a heavy toll not only on civilians but also on humanitarian workers, and retreated his appeal for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire and the release of all hostages. Additionally, Guterres' deputy spokesperson Farhan Haq stated that the UN has established a fact-finding panel to determine the responsibility for the attack. There are 71 international UN staff members in Gaza currently. Meanwhile, regretting the unfortunate incident, Israel has ordered a separate probe into the matter. The attack on the UN vehicle came as Israel moved deeper into Rafah, the southern Gaza city where more than 1 million people had sought shelter. Many of its international allies, including the US, have repeatedly warned against a ground incursion into Rafah. However, Israel maintains that 4 Hamas battalions are hiding in Rafah city of Gaza, stating that invading Hamas is of utmost importance.